Hello and welcome back to the channel and our indoor barbecue series. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make homemade barbecue sauce, so stay tuned. I'm so glad you stayed tuned to learn how to make this barbecue sauce. This recipe was given to me by my friend Teri, and it's her Grandma Irene's Polish barbecue sauce, and it is delicious. This is the first time I'm making it, but I've had it on numerous occasions, and it is wonderful. The recipe, I'm going to share the ingredients. I'm doubling the recipe because we love it that much. We want more of it, and you can keep it in the refrigerator if you don't serve it right away and use it for different dishes. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to get my pan heated so it will be hot when we get started. So you're going to remember, I'm doubling this recipe. So the recipe calls for a tablespoon of butter. So I've got 2 right here, and you're going to need to melt that butter. So I'm putting it in the pan right now. Then you need half of a finely chopped onion, and I used 1 whole Vidalia onion, finely chopped. So I'm going to let that butter melt before I put this in there. After that, you're going to cook your onions and let them saute a little bit before you add your other ingredients. So let's get this butter melted. It's starting to melt. I should have preheated the pan a little bit before this. So let's let this melt. So let me just tell you the other ingredients. After your onions, you're going to need half a teaspoon of black pepper. Again, I doubled that. You're going to need 4 teaspoons of brown sugar. I doubled that. And you can also use white sugar, but brown sugar is preferred. And you will need a teaspoon of yellow mustard. Again, I doubled that. You will need a tablespoon of paprika. Again, that's 2. You will need 4 teaspoons of Worcestershire, and I've doubled that. And you will need, for the recipe, half a cup of ketchup. I've got 1 whole cup. And a 1/4 cup of vinegar and a 1/4 cup of water. So in this cup I have half a cup of water and half a cup of white vinegar. So the butter is melting, so I'm going to go ahead and add the onions. Okay, and I'm going to stir these around. And just let them cook a little bit before we add our other ingredients. I don't know about you guys, we cook with a lot of onions. And it's a great aroma to me. It just smells, you come and you smell onion sauteing or bacon, and if you walk in the house, you say, oh, we're going to have something that tastes wonderful. So I'm just going to cook these for a little bit. Today is Memorial Day for us. This will be aired probably a couple of weeks after Memorial Day. But we are cooking a big indoor barbecue, and we are going to share with some friends. But we have Boston butt that we have in the oven that we're cooking. We've made homemade baked beans from scratch. And we are making the barbecue sauce, and I have the dressing made for coleslaw, which I will mix together later, but it's better to make that dressing ahead of time. So we will have a wonderful meal with pulled pork barbecue sandwiches, homemade baked beans, and homemade coleslaw with homemade barbecue sauce. Life doesn't get better than that, ladies and gentlemen. So, but I do hope that you will pause and think about why we have this 3-day weekend. why we are celebrating Memorial Day. We live in a free country if you live here in the United States, and I realize not everybody around the world has that. And I talked about this in an early video, but I just want to remind everybody while we're waiting for these to cook that we are celebrating Memorial Day because we are honoring the memory of those who gave all to give us our freedoms. So please remember that. It doesn't have to be Memorial Day. You can remember them any day of the year, but we set aside a day of the year to honor them and remember them and be thankful for their gifts that they gave. They gave all they had. Okay, so we've got these cooked. They are getting tender. So let's start adding our ingredients. I'm going to add the black pepper. I am going to add the sugar. Next, the paprika. And I believe those are our dry ingredients. So we've got our yellow mustard. Our Worcestershire. Our water and vinegar. And our ketchup. Even though this has ketchup in it, I would consider this a vinegar base. It's not a thick, saucy barbecue sauce. It is more of a vinaigrette. But I'm going to get this stirred and well incorporated. And then what we're going to do is bring this to a boil. And after it boils, it needs to simmer for at least 15 minutes. So I'm just stirring this to make sure it's covered well. And then while you're simmering for 15 minutes, you do need to kind of check on it and stir it. You're going to simmer it on low heat, but you don't want it sticking to the pan. It smells really good. I hope I do it justice. This is the first time I've made it. Alright, I'm just going to let that heat up and boil, and then we will simmer it. So once this comes to a boil, I'm going to simmer it for 15 minutes, and then I'll meet you back to let you know how it turns out. So stay tuned. Okay, we've gotten to 15 minutes simmering this and stirring it occasionally and turning it off. I'm going to put a little bit in this bowl to cool off a little bit. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. So, hope it tastes as good as it smells. You cool this little bite off a little bit, and I will give it a taste. So, I think Teri would be proud of me. I did her recipe right. So it's really good. I hope you try it. If you do, please let me know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get more content like this. Remember, I have some other food for our indoor barbecue, so I hope you will enjoy those videos as well. So until the next one, God bless and see you later.